Hello, fellas and ladies. I should pick this up. Today I'm doing a triple review. YouTube review game changed. I know Carson does like monthly stuff and like redoes a lot, but that's not 3, Buster. That's more than 3. I'm just doing 3. Serving up a spicy dose of content. I decided to do these 3 reviews together, though, because I believe that these 3 films are like a perfect pairing. They share a whole lot in common. Talking about the Disney live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch, the newest legacy sequel, Karate Kid Legends, and the Georgian gynecologist drama April. Georgia as in like the country, not the state. Lilo and Stitch, you know the drill. Lilo lives with her sister, a rascal blue alien comes to Earth, and Lilo adopts him as a dog. And also Ohada meets family and Pleakley. You know, I don't want to repeat myself with this. You know, I've shared sentiments about these live-action Disney remakes. They're pointless. They are just made by boardrooms. No one on the planet is going to show their kids this version as opposed to the original, like any other of these fucking remakes. This one, though, is strange because I see a lot of people like giving this like a really strong pass. Like, I've seen a couple of people say this is one of the better live-action Disney remakes, and I gotta say that kind of surprises me because I think this is like by far one of the worst. Like, is it worse than like Mulan or The Lion King or Pinocchio? Maybe not, but I think this is like easily worse than like Beauty and the Beast and like Snow White. Hell, I would say it's worse than Dumbo, and that movie sucks. And Alice in Wonderland, that movie also sucks, and I would say this is clearly worse than that. I'm really not sure why people are like giving this one a pass, but like they're tearing Snow White a new one. Snow White's not good, don't get me wrong, but like they tried something with this one. This one, it's the fucking fake mustache like thing. Like they pretend that they're like changing things, but like reality is like they're not. Instead of the guy dropping the ice cream, the guy drops a snow cone. So this is pretty much an original film. There are like more drastic like things, like shifts in like the thing, but like it's so minor that it still is the same. You're still watching the same thing. I know this movie's making $1 billion. I know, like, you know, people are just here to watch Stitch be cute. The CG on Stitch is pretty good. It's pretty solid. He is funny and cute, I guess. That's all I got for this movie. I hate this movie so much. I thought the performances were all pretty bad. The decision to make Pleakley and Jumba human form the whole movie is like top 1 worst decisions in movie history. Like, it's so aggressively a downgrade. Like, it's so not funny, but I guess they had to like cash in on that 2025 Zach Galifianakis star power. I really don't get what I mean, I know it's supposed to be on Disney Plus and money, but to be fair, like them in alien form is disgusting, but like, I don't know, they could have not made it disgusting. Just eliminating a joke is absurd. And Zach Galifianakis is like insanely miscast. Billy Magnuson kind of got a chuckle out of me, but like, I don't know, he did his best with really unfunny material. Sydney Agudong, the girl who plays Nanny, is so bad. Like, her line reading is so bad. The girl who plays Lilo, Maya Kaloha, I think her name is. Look, she was like 6 when they filmed this movie, okay? Like, she was a 6-year-old girl. Whenever a child is terrible in a movie, I more blame the director than the actor, because it's a child. There are exceptions, but this is not one of them. I don't even think she was terrible, per se. She just, like, man, again, I blame the director on this one, the Dean Fletcher Camp. But I don't know, the Lilo in the cartoon was like so expressive. So had so much fucking like like character and personality. This is just like cute girl, be cute. It's like didn't work for me. I don't want to like call her a bad actress. I think she was just like doing what the director told her to do, and the director had no vision. This movie's ugly. It's hollow. This movie, like, maybe I wouldn't be as angry at this movie if like, you know, I didn't have such a connection to the original movie, but like this movie is just so hollow. It feels it's for some reason Disney just can't comprehend that like you got like direction matters. Like you can't just like these movies are made for animation for a reason, and if you're gonna make that leap, you still gotta like, you know, like the live action, you still gotta do some things to like, you can't just say, oh, we got the script for the original, just do it live action and it'll be the same, right? A good script is a good script no matter what. You can't just execute it poorly and just be like, but it's like the original though. I felt nothing. The shifts that they make still result in the same stuff, and it feels so like bad. All the changes they make are A, nothing, and B, for the worst. And I'm really just so lost as to why this movie's getting a pass. Like a few months ago, people dunked on Snow White. They railed on it, and like people were not okay with Mufasa either. But for some reason, this is like sliding with people. I don't get that. It makes me mad. You might be thinking, oh, well, it seems like you're more mad at the people who liked it than the movie itself. Well, the reactions don't help. I need someone to tell me how you can know who Akira Kurosawa is and still think this movie is like good enough to recommend. I'm so lost in what this movie is doing for people that, like, I don't know. This movie just was terrible. I'm so lost at the pass this movie's getting. I hated it. The mixed messaging in this movie is absurd. Like, the whole Ohara means family moment, yeah, it's just slapstick. And also, no one gets left behind. They left their ass behind and just lost all paternal, like, things. Bro, I get from a realistic standpoint, but it's a fucking cartoon of an alien. Like, oh god, I hate this movie. 2 out of 10. This movie sucks. Karate Kid Legends follows a new karate boy who goes through the Karate Kid motions of moving to a new place and bullies. Only this time, his master is, like, guys from other movies, namely Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. Eventually. I don't know, man. Oh, man. You know, this, like Lilo and Stitch, this is a very corporate, like, boardroom production where it's just like, wow, how, like, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that's like, no functioning writer would put this to paper without a deadline. An hour of this Karate Kid movie is dedicated to the main character teaching some WAP fucking pizza place owner how to box to avoid loan sharks. Huh? The movie starts with him, like, knowing karate. Like, he's being taught under Jackie Chan in Beijing. He moves to New York. He falls for this girl. I should say Ben Wang is pretty good. The lead actor, Ben Wang, he is pretty solid. But he's already pretty good at karate sometimes. But then, like, loan sharks are after this, like, WAP that like, runs the pizza store. And they're like, the only way to, like, you know, get the money back is to win this boxing match. Not that Cinnabason's brain this movie, but, like, for some reason, the loan sharks are, like, intent on making sure that the guy loses. What? That's not how loan sharks work. If he wins, you get your money back. Huh? Why? Why are you so mad that he, like, if he wins? There is eventually, like, the big tournament, but, like, holy shit, it's so speedrun. It's kind of crazy. The movie's an hour and a half, and only the final 30 minutes are devoted to a karate tournament. The first hour is, like, because they started interesting. Oh, the kid is the master now, but, like, it kind of devolves into Karate Kid stuff. You know, he's teaching him, like, the small things, like, oh, you're actually, like, you know, we're doing mundane tasks, but this is actually fighting. But again, it's boxing. It's boxing. What the fuck does this kid know about boxing? It's a different form of fighting. Also, the bully is, like, an actual psychopath. I don't know what that's about. We also don't get Ralph Macchio in this till, like, the final 30 minutes of this movie. I should point that out. Jackie Chan's in there from time to time, but, like, in the first hour, and then a lot of the final 30 minutes. But, like, we don't get the legends aspect of this movie till the end. I will say, when they do come together, Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, to teach the kid karate in a week, by the way, they make a joke about it, but, like, come on. The stakes feel a little low. And even then, it's so rushed. I'm getting ahead of myself. But, like, there is something interesting with, like, Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, like, having conflicting ideologies on, like, martial arts that I think could have worked. But the movie is so cartoonishly rushed, almost to, like, fit, like, a TikTok audience. Like, they do the thing, it was like 5 days left, and then a second later, okay, now 4 days left. A few seconds later, okay, now 3 days left. At one point, they don't even, like, show progress. They're just like, all right, 3, 2, 1, all right, tournament time. Some of the editing decisions are so baffling with, like, weird graphics that I'm just like, this is not Karate Kid. Karate Kid is corny, don't get me wrong, and the movie does lean into that, but, like, Karate Kid's, like, corny in, like, a fun way, in a fun, like, you know, in a fun, like, underdog way. This movie doesn't really have an underdog status to it. If he starts off kind of knowing his shit, yeah, he gets to beat the psychopath, and that's whatever. This movie didn't irk me in the way that Lilo and Stitch did, but this movie is terrible. Like, it's obviously a product of a fucking boardroom, trying to cash in on nostalgia that they've been turning out for, like, the better part of a decade now. Cobra Kai and the 2010, like, Karate Kid with Jaden Smith, which is hilarious, by the way. That nostalgia's existed for, like, a better part of a decade. You can't be nostalgic for something that was, like, a few months ago. Cobra Kai's last season was a few months ago, wasn't it? You can't be nostalgic for something a few months ago. Crazy. Nah, this movie is pretty terrible. I would say don't see it. It's not even, like, I mean, there are some so bad it's fun kind of things in this movie, but, like, it just kind of sucks. 4 out of 10. I'm rushing through these because there's 3, but let's get to April. April follows a woman named Nina, who's an OBGYN in a rural community, who, performs secret abortions, despite the fact that it's illegal in Georgia. Now, I can definitely see this movie turning a lot of people off, not because of its messaging, but because of its approach. It's very slow. Even there were moments where even I was like, all right, come on. But no matter what you can say about April, it will leave an impact. There is something so startling about this film, and it's a depiction to this woman fighting for her life because of her approach to women's health. Like, I think this movie this movie can get pretty, like, harsh. Like, it's pretty messy, like, scenes of, like, a childbirth. It's gross, you know? Like, it's gross. It looks gross, and I think that's kind of the point of the movie. Like, childbirth is a miracle, for sure, but it's not always this beautiful, like, thing that people like to make it out to. People's lives are at stake when that happens, whereas people's lives are at stake sometimes when they don't get an abortion. The movie's directed by Dea Kolumbigashvili, and the one thing you can definitely say about this movie is that this movie has incredible cinematography. Direction mixed with, honestly, the performance from, sorry, I don't know her name, Ayasu Kitashvili, who plays it cold, but also, like, there's something so, like, passionate about her, like, performance. There's some definitely weird imagery in here that Dea throws in here that I can't say I fully comprehended, to be completely honest. But even if you're, like, detached and even bored from this movie, one thing you can definitely not say is that this movie didn't stay with you. Even in the movie's, like, shots, which a lot of times just linger on one thing for an extended period of time, this movie will, like, those images will stick with you, and I think that it wants it to stay with you. The movie's stance on, like, abortion is very clear, not obvious, but, like, clear, but I also think it's not so cut and dry as, you know, it should be legal. Yeah, there are scenes where, like, the main character is, like, getting spat on because she performs secret abortions. But it's very clear about, why a woman who, you know, shouldn't have a child at a certain point, or maybe they were impregnated and, like through force, and kind of makes a case for why people like Nina shouldn't be fighting for their lives. That sounded like a lot. I'm maybe not the right person to be talking about this. But I do think this movie is impactful, even if it can definitely be a little distancing. A lot of this movie is very long shots that just kind of linger on the back of a head, or like of an atmosphere, or like just like long sullen silences. But I think this movie is effective because it will stick with you, and I think in time I can see this movie getting better with me. Just a quick thing, just to jump in very quickly. Something I forgot to mention when I first recorded this, and I can't for reasons like get back to like a normal setup. So the movie its tone borders on horror, and I think like the fact that it's only bordering on it kind of adds to this impact. The movie again isn't just like pro-abortion, that's it. I think the movie really wants you to like digest like the turmoil that people like Nina like go through just for having a moral compass. and I'm oversimplifying it because I don't think I've fully digested it, but I do think that borderline horror tone is effective with like that idea of this like almost trauma inflicted on her because like she's being told by pretty much an entire town that she's performing a evil. For now, I'm gonna say like a solid 8 out of 10 for April, but I do think this movie is pretty great. I don't know if I'd recommend it. Like, if it sounds like something you wouldn't like, I wouldn't watch it, because I could see how it could bore you, but I thought it worked. All right, that was that. Those were the reviews of LILO, Karate Kid in April. The hell? Let's subscribe and share. Bye bye.